The college basketball experience, Kentucky Wildcats 2022-23 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Networks presented by WynnBET. WynnBET is now live in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, I almost said Louisville, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. From boosted same-game parlays to live in-game odds, WynnBET is what you need to win. Sign up today, bet $100, get a $100 free bet at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBET. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET to claim your free bet today.
This is Martin Cleese, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes. Woo-wee. Welcome to the college basketball experience. Kentucky Wildcats 2022-23 season preview episode. My name is Colby Swinging Database Dad, a.k.a. Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I smoke and I drink and I don't have stress and I'm healthy.
Yes. Can't wait for college basketball. It's right around the corner. Subscribe to the college basketball experience. We're on YouTube, and you better believe when the season tips, just like we do every year, we will be talking every single night of the season. Best matchups, yes. Best games, best bets, everything. We've done this for years, over 5 years. Subscribe to the college basketball experience. We're on YouTube, youtube.com/the college experience. And we're on any podcast platform you can find as the college basketball experience. I am joined by my co-host here, Farmer, video coordinator for Bob Huggins at West Virginia. Whew. I don't know that. I mean, it's not a rivalry, but I feel like, they might say, get him out of here. I don't know, but give it up for Ryan McIntyre. How you doing, Ryan?
I'm doing good, Colby. It's a little bit of a rivalry. I think us Mountaineers will always remember that Elite Eight game in 2010 when we beat John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins, and Big Blue Nation.
He just opens up. Hey, I would too if I were you. So shout out to that. But hey, we're here to talk Kentucky basketball. Is it a basketball school? Is it a football school? The Mark Stoops, the John Calipari feud this offseason, highly entertaining. But let's be honest. I know football pays the bills in a lot of ways, but it's not like Kentucky hasn't paid a lot of bills with their fantastic basketball program. I can remember them back to the days of Rex Chapman. All right. Fucking Mel Turpin. All right. Let's go. I mean, this is a team. Now you look at this roster. Obviously I ate shit on picking them last year. I had them going very far. So you can imagine when St. Peter's knocked them off, that one stung. My bracket was over essentially. And I was high on St. Peter's until I saw them draw Kentucky. I was a guy that if I go back, I could find a clip of myself saying, I think St. Peter's could upset somebody in the NCAA tournament. Then I saw they drew Kentucky and I go, no, I don't think St. Peter's will be able to upset. But I ate shit on that. And here we are. Oscar Tshiebwe comes back to Kentucky. NIL represent. And, I think everyone thought that he would be gone. And here we have this team. They did lose some key players. TyTy Washington's gone. Kellan Grady is gone. Keion Brooks is gone. Davion Mintz is gone. They still lost a lot of players from a year ago. What do you think the problem was a year ago? They just run into a crazy hot team. They probably overlooked St. Peter's, or do you think it was inevitable that they were going to fall in the next game or two because they didn't have it all together? What do you make of it?
No, I was with you. I had Kentucky going far into the dance. I actually had them going all the way to the end playing Kansas. So I was shocked that they lost to St. Pete. They kind of were banged up throughout SEC play, and I thought they did a good job managing injuries. And then obviously, me being a West Virginia guy, I'm very familiar with Oscar Tshiebwe. But getting him back, I mean, you never see a player of the year come back in college basketball. But with the NIL, that opens up a new avenue where we can bring guys like him and Drew Timme back.
Baycott at North Carolina.
Baycott too, yes.
You go on and on and on. But, I think one of the things that has hurt, Calipari, great coach, great recruiter, but I think he was a little late to adapt to the portal.
Yes.
And I also think it is hard, especially in this day and age. I feel like, yes, the portal is changing, but I also believe, bringing in all these recruits, basketball kind of shifted a little bit. I thought, I think it was easier to bring in veterans via the portal than recruit. I get it. You get some of these recruits that are just studs that are top 10 NBA picks, but they can't put it together in March because they probably are not better than the veteran at that very instant, but in the long run, they are, and I think that's been one of the problems. Even Coach K, I feel like down the end I know they went to the Final Four and everything, but I still felt like they were more vulnerable than other teams that of years past where, because they kept going to these the highly touted freshmen, which you definitely still want, but you just want a blend of veterans with that, if that makes any sense. Do I sound like an idiot? What do you think?
No, I agree with you there. Him and Calipari and Coach K both took a little bit to adapt, but like why recruit freshmen when you can just go into the portal and get the best 21, 22-year-old instead of an 18-year-old?
Yeah. And you saw in the Final Four, with the exception of, I guess, Duke, a lot of the veterans, or a lot of the teams that were there, and even in the Elite Eight, I feel like was veteran teams, like Villanova, veteran team. North Carolina was a veteran team. I know they still added Brady Manick and stuff, but the formula, Kansas veteran team added Remy Martin. So you go get one, you kind of get a veteran team going. I think that's the new blueprint, at least for this era. Maybe that's changing now with NIL. But either way, something's not working lately. Could this be the year? Because but once again, if I look at this team and what I project and what I see on paper here, it's a lot of youth. You look at the Cason, Wallace, Chris Livingston, I some other freshmen too on this team, and you got to wonder, hey, will that catch up to him at some point? What do you think?
Yeah, they do have a lot of youth, but then they also got 4 seniors in Wheeler, Toppin, Reeves, and then of course Tshiebwe. So they're not. I don't remember Kentucky having this many seniors that were impact guys. I remember when they won the national championship in 2012, it was the DeAndre Ligginses, the Darius Millers that were good role guys around the Anthony Davises in that group.
Yeah, and you saw it. I mean, yeah, you're right. Wheeler senior, even though he was at Georgia a year ago, or a year and a half ago. Toppin was a Rhode Island transfer, right? Reeves transfer, Frederick transfer. Now, can they all play together at the same time as the Tshiebwe transfer? Yeah. I think that's the question here. If I had to guess on the starting 5, well, before I get there, let me tell you that the college basketball experience, Kentucky Wildcats 2022-23 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is presented by WynnBET. WynnBET's now live in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. From boosted same-game parlays to live in-game odds, WynnBET is what you need to win. Sign up today, folks, bet $100 and get $100 at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBET. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET. All right. So, who knows? I mean, I've heard Antonio Reeves is a guy that could start. I'm taking a shot. Yeah, I think it might be Reeves. If we had to project the starting 5 here, Wheeler, I think, is definitely going to be the one.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, I would assume it'd be Reeves at the 2. But maybe, I know they're making a case for Cason Wallace, the freshman. although Reeves was pretty damn good last year at what was that, Illinois State? Man,
It's a good
Living-
team.
Yeah. So, okay, Toshibe, Toppin are your 4 and 5. I would assume it's one of the freshmen. Do you think they start both the freshmen?
Yes, because it's Kentucky. I think usually when they bring those top 10, top 15 guys at Kentucky, they usually start. I think they're going to bring Reeves off the bench as that instant offense right off the bench as their 6th starter role guy.
And CJ Frederick, who was injured a year ago, I think he could still be a guy that could be very good in this system. Going, you know, he can shoot well. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So that makes sense, though. Reeves would be like your Vinnie Johnson microwave. All right, well, look, let's hop into the schedule and talk about this team, because I am very intrigued, out of conference wise, to see what you think of this roster. And see what you have them doing, because they open up against Howard, Gus Johnson's alma mater. Shout out to Howard. Rupp Arena, Monday, November 7th. That's a win, right?
Yeah, and it's Friday, November 4th right now. We will preview this Sunday, November 6th. But yes, Howard is going to take a big fat L come Monday night in Big Blue Nation.
Every single college basketball game, Division I, every single night, the whole college basketball season, we've been picking games every single game for over 5 years. And we've been bringing you shows every single night of the season. So if you missed out on us, it's not too late. We will accept you. Then on Friday, November 11th, Duquesne comes into Rupp. Duquesne's been a mess lately, man. A couple years ago, I really liked the talent they had on that team, but they've been a mess lately. I got them 2-0. You?
2-0.
Then we have a fun one here in Indianapolis. As you know, this is the doubleheader with Duke, Kansas, so Kentucky gets neutral site game against Michigan State. We just previewed Michigan State, and we took Kentucky to win this one because we feel like Kentucky's just a lot better of a team. So I won't even ask you on this one because we know what we just projected. So 3-0. Then they're home to South Carolina State, 4-0, I would imagine, right?
Yep. And then one quick thing, Colby, on Kentucky to start the year. Obviously, we want to monitor the status of Sheboy to start the year with the boot. So I don't know. I think he's going to be back for Michigan State, it sounds like. I think he's going to miss Howard and Duquesne.
Even if he wasn't there for Michigan State, I still think they win.
Agreed. Yeah, but they need him for this next game.
Yes, I was about to say. Okay, on Sunday, November 20th. Now, I do have a problem with Calipari here. He's like, why would we go play that small arena, the Kennel? Because that's what makes college basketball great. All right? I get it. Kentucky hasn't played in a small stadium in a very long time, right? And you can, grab those numbers, but that's what makes college basketball unique. Going into Hinkle Fieldhouse, going into the Kennel. It's cool. You're going to Spokane. It's cool this game's happening, but it'd be a lot cooler if you went to the fucking Kennel, man, and vice versa. I want them to return and play in Lexington. Anyway, they are going to the West Coast to take on the Zags. I am very intrigued to see what you are doing here.
They are going out west, and they are taking an L to the Zags. They could play it on campus or not on campus. They are going to lose to Gonzaga on November 20th.
I can't wait to watch this game.
Me too.
When we did the Zags preview, I think I took Gonzaga to win this one, right?
Yeah, we both were on the Zags. Yep.
Then they get the North Florida's just playing every good team, huh? We previewed Houston, we previewed Gonzaga, and then they get Kentucky. Good luck, Ospreys. They come to Rupp on November 23rd, day before Thanksgiving. That's a win. So right now we have them sitting pretty much 5-1. Then they get Bellarmine, who I can never pronounce the name of their institution correctly. But Bellarmine is in Kentucky. But any chance they could pull off the upset?
It's I get the pronunciation. It's Bellarmine. It's because we played them last year at West Virginia. But Kentucky's gonna roll here in the in-state battle.
Bellarmine, jeez.
Bellarmine, yeah.
Why do you got to make it that difficult?
Sean McNeil started his career there, who's now at Ohio State and was a transfer from West Virginia. Initially started at Bellarmine. That's how I know that.
There you go, Bellarmine. Who knew, right? These names, I normally think I can get all these names right. I love Creighton University. I'm joking. Okay, so we got them winning that, and then comes a game in London, England. This is weird to me. I mean, I'm glad to see this game happening. I don't know why they do this in London. Why can't we get a home and home here? But either way, I like them to beat Michigan. You?
Yeah, what are they trying to be, the fucking NFL? I don't get this at all. Why are they playing in the?
It's a stupid game. What makes college basketball and college football so great are home environments. We want to see the home environments. We do not want to see a bunch of people eating fish and chips having no idea what the fuck the game is. I guess they know basketball over there, though. It's a little more global than football. I got them beating Michigan. You?
Yeah, same. Even if they got to play in London.
Yeah. Enjoy your cup of tea, Kentucky. All right. Then Saturday, December 10th, Yale comes to Terup. You always got to watch these Ivy League schools. They're sneaky, man. They're fundamentally sound, you know. Well, I got Kentucky winning this one.
Yeah, same. They could be fundamentally sound all they want. They're not going to beat Kentucky.
Hey, St. Peter says, no, hold, you bite your tongue. UCLA, Madison Square Garden, Saturday, December 17th. This is a game. I think I'm taking Kentucky here. You?
Yeah, I'm going to take Kentucky. If there is a neutral site that I like seeing games played at, I love when it's played at the Garden.
Fair. I'll meet you halfway there. I agree.
Yeah.
But if you told me this is in Westwood and in Lexington, I would still prefer that. I know they did that recently, like past decade, I feel like. I'd still prefer that. But MSG is, a place where I feel like you can always play a basketball game. London, no thank you.
Yeah.
Even some of these other ones, man. Fort Myers, no, I don't give a shit. All right. Florida A&M comes into Rupp Arena on Wednesday, December 21st. That's a win. I know you're not even going to touch that one. Then we have an early SEC matchup here where Kentucky goes to Dennis Gates and the Missouri Tigers at Columbia, Missouri on December 28th. Any chance the Tigers are ahead of schedule? Give them a ball game, you think?
I do think they'll give them a ball game. I think this is actually a tougher game than Kentucky fans think, but I'll take Kentucky to get by.
I will too. And then, oh, man.
Here we go.
Oh, man. I mean, the fact this is on New Year's Eve, what am I going to tell my wife with all these great games? Kentucky, Louisville, in Rupp Arena. Louisville just lost to a D2 school. Maybe this is not going to be a big game, but I think it's a big game. All right. Remember Papa John? He was dressed, he was obviously the name of the stadium was Papa John Stadium. Then that shit he got in trouble with being racist. Poor guy. I'm joking. Catch the sarcasm. But, then he shows up to that game in all Kentucky gear. What a subtle fuck you. I got to admit it. It was nice play by him. But this is a classic rivalry. I mean, we saw it a couple of years ago in the old folks home. I feel like two people who got in a fight in an old folks home in Kentucky.
I did
over
see
a call
that
in this game. Sign me up for watching every second of this. I think I have a lot of concerns about Louisville now. I think I might have overrated them in the ACC. So I will say, I know it's a preseason game, but losing to a D2 school game, I don't care. It could have been a pickup game in the offseason. I do not give a shit. I am taking Kentucky by 20.
No, I'm going to co-sign with you here. I think this is a bad New Year's Eve for those Louisville Cardinals. Kentucky rolls.
Yes, and then we will look into so that concludes the 2022 part of the schedule, with only us having them with one loss. Before we get to the 2023 part of the schedule, I want to tell folks out there that the college basketball experience and college football experience, remember, folks, we talk college football year-round over there. Kentucky fans, come on, get in there. We talk college basketball year-round over here, but we come together as one on YouTube, youtube.com/The College Experience. Subscribe, tell a friend. But yeah, we're on YouTube, and so this whole thing started here at SGPN, Sports Gambling Podcast Network, with the Sports Gambling Podcast back in 2011, and they're on YouTube, Sports Gambling Podcast, and they're giving you a chance to win either your choice of an autographed Lawrence Taylor jersey, which I promise you has not touched a stripper's asshole or a prostitute's. It might have some cocaine on it though, because he did sign the thing. All right. Or a Brian Dawkins Philadelphia Eagles jersey. Contest is completely free to enter. Subscribe to the Sports Gambling Podcast on YouTube, youtube.com/Sports Gambling Podcast. Comment on a video. Each video is a new chance to win. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss SGP contacting you when they pull out the winner. The winner will be announced on Sunday's recap show. So that's this Sunday, right before the season tips. Get them in now, folks. Get them in. And then remember to let it ride, baby. All right. Back talking Kentucky Wildcat basketball. This schedule. Give me the toughest 3-game stretch in conference play in the 2023 part of the slate that you think, oh man, they might. Oh, and don't forget, folks, they have the SEC Big 12 Challenge. Actually, we should talk about that game first. They host Kansas at Rupp. Remember, they beat the hell out of Kansas last year in the fog. That was crazy. I was baffled by that. That's what made me pick Kentucky to win it all last year. I watched that game and I was like, oh, this is the best team in college basketball. Then they lose to St. Peter's. Welcome to March Madness. All right. What are you doing there?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that they beat the shit out of them in the fog. I think Kansas is going to go there and return the favor this year. I think it's going to be a revenge game. So I'm going to take the Jayhawks to go to Rupp and win this time around.
Oh, wow. I like it. Not
Big
me.
12.
I see the sweep. The sweep is coming. You're representing that Big 12. I got the sweep going. So I only have them losing 1 game out of conference. You have them losing 2. Let me ask you this, though. The 3-game stretch in conference play. I see one that stands out to me.
Yeah.
Is it the same as yours? I probably would guess so. Where are you going?
Yeah, I think we're seeing eye to eye. February 18th through February 25th, you got Tennessee at home. Then you got to go to Gainesville, which is always tough because they get up for Kentucky every time down there in the swamp. And then you end with Auburn, who's going to be good as well.
I had the same one, man. I had the same one. We didn't talk pre-episode. Yeah, that's the stretch right there. That's the stretch right there where you say, okay, maybe, if we win those, we can really get some high caliber wins, end up that 1 seed that we want to be. Which, brings me to my next question. Where do you got them finishing in the SEC this year?
I got Big Blue winning it. I think
Me
they
too.
edge out Tennessee in the end and win the SEC regular title, and then they win the tournament as well.
Wow. I'll have them losing the tournament and winning the regular season. And then I have them winning. I don't know. I did that last year. I got them going to the national championship this year.
I got them winning it all. I got them cutting down the Nets in Houston. So I'm back in Big Blue this year. So don't let me down.
There you go. Now, look, that takes.
It kills me to say it. It kills me to say it.
I know. I mean, but let me ask you this: what would be a horrible season for them?
Repeat of last year.
There's no
Lose
way
it
first round.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I guess what also would be horrible if they lost in the round of 32. If they got picked off in that round too. Even if they lost in like the Sweet 16, that'd be a little bit disappointing. They haven't been to the Final Four since 2015. I couldn't believe that when looking back through all the years of Calipari, because at one time he was going to the Final Four every year, but now
I'm telling you that shift. There was a shift in the sport. There was really a shift in the sport. I really believe that. Me and Patty C talk about it, off air a lot. I'm like, they started the transfer started to go in. I feel like it started to happen more and more, and then the experienced teams really started to win. I feel like, and I felt like
No
Duke and Kentucky were a little late to that curve. At least that's what I thought. I'm just an idiot that talks on a mic, but I mean that's the way I saw it.
No,
So.
I mean, I got it up right here. From about 2011 to 2015, he went to 4 out of 5. And then in 2010, I already touched on it to start the episode. He went to the Elite 8 as well. But he hasn't been back since 2015 when they got their undefeated season ended by the Badgers.
Yeah. This is the year, though, because I think it's going through another change now with the NIL. Toshibe would be gone in recent years. Toshibe would have been gone. Now he's coming back. I think that means a lot in this day and age. So I'm going to take them to go to the national championship. And folks, remember, every single night of the college basketball season, we will be here breaking down all the games, every single one. What are you talking about, guys? What are you doing? If you're listening to other stuff, don't be stupid. They're not going to break down the San Francisco-Santa Cruz game, I bet. We will. We will. Subscribe to the College Basketball Experience, and we already do it on the College Football Experience as well. Check us out. Tell a friend. And give Ryan a follow on Twitter. He's on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. If you're watching on YouTube, you see it right there. And then subscribe to the Ryan and Rush show he's the host of. Subscribe to the NFL Gambling Podcast. He also hosts that. Check us all out. Sports Gambling Podcast. Get the SGPN app. You'll have access to all of it. Please, if you can, too, go over to iTunes. Give us a 5-star review. The College Basketball Experience. That would be awesome. Sponsors always like when they see that. So if you could do that, we'd appreciate it. And look, I'm on Twitter at TheColbyD, the College Basketball Experience. Come talk it up with us on Twitter. At TCE on SGPN. But actually, there's even a better way to talk to us, too. Hop on the Discord. Talk college basketball, college football with us. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord, people. Do that. And, cannot wait for the season. Honestly, I really cannot wait for all those matchups we just talked about. This is the College Basketball Experience, Kentucky Wildcat style. You better start thinking about yours. And we are out of here.
Thank you. Well, this is a great way to get started. And I haven't even plugged all my games yet. It's a great night to be a Tiger. I'm here with my family.
Check that door for heat, Sam.
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
You're nothing but a chameleon, lemon-headed, coward, terrorist pussy. And I'm after you, buddy. You're going to pay for it. Good night.
Shit. Hobo from Purdue. Purdue. When's the last time they ever won anything anyway?
Can I get it open?
Whoa, baby!
It's easy to see a tide turn.
Good round, you're celebrating with your appetite. Bad round, you're using your appetite to forget about the round. I'll tell you something about appetite. It's a real fucking great thing to have.
It's the Olympics. Doesn't matter who wins because they're all losers.
When we were winning conference titles and going to the Final Four, we were making a statement.